And the sentencing hearing continues today for the El Paso Walmart shooter who opened fire inside the store near Cielo Vista and killed 23 people almost 4 years ago. Good afternoon, Borderland. I'm Trevor Thompson. Thank you so much for choosing KTSM 9 News at noon. Today's hearing got underway just about 2 hours ago. You might recall yesterday, family members of the victims who were killed in the racist attack confronted the gunman face to face for the very first time since August 3rd of 2019. Our KTSM 9 news anchor Stephanie Shields is live outside of the federal courthouse in downtown El Paso, where once again that hearing is now getting underway for day number 2. Stephanie, what are we learning so far today?
Well, Trevor, more families gave their testimony directly to the shooter today, painting a picture for him on how his actions that day on August 3rd, 2019 have had an impact on their lives over the last 4 years. Now, I was in the courtroom to hear the first 5 people speak directly to Crusius. The first 2 were family members of Teresa Sanchez, who was killed on August 3rd while she was shopping with her sister and mother. Christopher Morales, Teresa's nephew, told Crusius his mother and grandmother were also shot multiple times, and while they lived, they continued to suffer from the injuries and memories. He also went on to say how he waited 4 years to face the shooter, getting visibly angry and cursing at him. How he went on to say 4 years is inexcusable. Now, he said he gets 3 meals a day and gets to speak to his family when he wants, while, quote, we don't. Now, when he said that, Crusius nodded, and then Morales' sister, Amaris Vega, also said, quote, in your racist manifesto, you mentioned a, quote, Hispanic invasion, but you failed. You've been stuck in a city for the past 4 years full of Hispanics. You're in a courtroom full of Hispanics. The bad guy never wins, unquote. Then Dean Ricard, the son of Margie Ricard, who was also killed that day, spoke to the shooter. Dean Ricard told Crusius how today is his birthday, and instead of celebrating with friends and family, he is here confronting him. Now, he told him, quote, you are sitting there with the protection of the United States Marshals. You show no sign of remorse. I don't get how you just woke up one day and decided to kill a bunch of people. Are you sorry? Unquote. To that question, Crusius briefly nodded his head at that moment. Now, during this emotional testimony, victims' families in the courtroom understandably were crying. Some were seen nodding in agreement with what some of the other people were saying. Now, it appears they did take a quick break, about a 15-minute break before heading back. It seems like they might be taking a lunch break right now, but it is expected that this victim impact statement will continue throughout the afternoon. Trevor, back to you.
All right, Stephanie, so it seems that Crusius is at least slightly more responsive today than yesterday, although really not showing much emotion still. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, he appeared to look at them during while they were speaking to him briefly for some points, at least from the angle I was at. I did see him looking in their direction. Dean Ricard, the son of Margie Ricard, told him to look at a monitor which had a picture of Margie Ricard. He told her, look at her, and he briefly did kind of turn to the side and look at the picture. And throughout the morning, when other people were giving their testimony, he was nodding or shaking his head. And one question that someone asked him that really stood out to me, someone asked him, do you sleep good at night? And he briefly just shook his head. Trevor, back to you.
All right, Stephanie, thank you for your reporting as always. And something else to note is that the gunman Patrick Crusius is still facing state charges in the Walmart shooting case and could face even the death penalty under state prosecution. El Paso County DA Bill Hicks has stated that the date for the state trial will not, however, be set until after the sentencing in the federal case. DA Hicks has said the state trial likely won't even begin until next year, possibly even the year 2025.